entertain. For a few minutes I was thrown off track, but I regained my composure, and now I'm back to give all your party people what you're waiting for, to see what Def Rap I have in store. Dane'z, an all-time great, and I'ma give a little story just to illustrate. See, I was in my house and I was all alone. I heard a bling bling on my telephone. Answered the phone, guess who was on it? This girl they call Miss Susie Boney. She said, "Hello, is this the Casanova?" I said, "Yeah, baby doll, so won't you come on over?" She said, "Not right now, I just got out the shower. Let me check you out another half an hour." Time flew past and I was feeling bored. I heard the knock, knock, knock on my front door. Open up the door, guess who was there?
Smoking dope, getting tree high. The bitch I'm with, yeah, she buy. I keep the 100, got a lot of hunters. Use your hip I put dollars on it. More money, more problems. Can't sleep or need codeine. I'm smoking like a dolphin. I hang with pokers, they be cocaine. Shit chested, it's not checkers. I shoot a nigga in his front. Throwing bullets, nigga, don't get tackled. Woo gang, a bunch of made men. They say they out here, but they stay in. Where they at? No talking, we just sprayin'. Nigga couldn't that we playin'. Till you catch their head just rapping. And show them they just rap shit. Chill out. Chopper make them do a backflip. Jesse White, give a bitch boy a facelift. They ain't hard, they just play tough. Many fuck boys made up. I'm driving fast, getting knocked down. I feel good, come James Brown. I could die any day now.
Turn me down just a little bit, Rick. Pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off.
Pop off.
Yeah.
Pop off. Pop off. Pop off. Pop off. Pop out. Pop off.
Turn my vocals down. I'm good. Come on, let's go.
Right there.
Pop off, pop off, pop off, pop off. Let's go.
Pop off. Get your damn head knocked off. All I do is smoke hot sauce. All I do is fuck boss hoes and that G-Wag making boss moves. Willis really took a mint drill. Have them looking for you like Waldo. Holla at you with the sawed off. Then haul off. All black shit. Get whack shit. Making rounds make you do shit. Like backflip. Split in half. Crash the whip. Try and get away. That drill shit. Not that other shit. It's that run up on them make them suck a clip. Tryna show these niggas who they fucking with. No love for a bitch, just fucking dip. Every day I'm fly like a fucking trip. Got so many hoes, I'm a fucking pimp. On another note, I'm a fucking boss. If I wanted to, I can get them lost. If I wanted to, I can get you hit. If I wanted to, I can fuck your bitch. But all I do is smoke dope, get bread, and some fucking hit. Fuck these other niggas on the fucking realest. Be with millionaires and some fucking killers at the same time. Ball like hang time, smoking gasoline, rolling off a beam with your bitch and a friend doing awesome things. I be living dreams, bitches sucking dick to boost they self-esteem. You wanna know about it, just forget about it. Usually bring the I'll shoot you in your head and I'll get about it. Did they get that shit? Get it. You see it got lean? Did they hit that shit? It's a hit. We ain't no Vicks. We be hitting licks, running your crib if you got them bricks. Smoking on dope, sipping activists. Bitches go dumb on some active shit. I be macking on my Apple shit. Bullets get let off and tackle shit. Got the snitches in them Apple bitch.
I release this. I'm from Webb, Hammers wrong. In Atlanta slums, popping niggas sit and wait for the ambulance to come. I know if you a shooter by the way you're handling the gun. Gambling you're done. Shells burn like candles in the sun. I'm not a fan of gun violence, nor having a strap, but get popped once, and I swear that you'll be scrambling for one. But our plans was to get funds and skate off the set, so I mix the kush with the dro to make all my weight stretch. I'm from what dudes rob and argue all day about who's the best MC. Saha stack the CI while dodging the GBI. My bad, I love GZI, but I'm still the best to ever do it, and I ain't even put a CD out. So the next time you say that I ain't got no lyricist, I just think you ain't got a taste for this Twitter shit. My verses I like Leviticus, the underprivileged. I make music for the world, you make music for a stripper bitch. Big black leather, beret cap era, guns at your capital, take it to that measure. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. Never been a victim, a rebel against the system. Lames wanna diss them and women just wanna kiss them. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's that God flow, what they nailed Jesus to the cross for. And he came back 3 days after he died flow. This Pablo, talking to kids in Chicago, mob flow. This that midget New Jersey drive flow. Side note, I wrote this rap with my eyes closed, bravo. Cause it came out clean as the Moss flow, Costco. Hoes selling they twat for a condo. Benny Hunters and Roscoe, Picasso. Nas mixed with a pop flow. Rappers can't stand me. This that Grammy Nod flow. Let me stop though, cause I'm going digital with the syllables. Saha the prince and I'm royalty like residual. These hoes for me, they supposed to be hospitable. When they in the house with a nigga that's not typical, that's not fictional. I run this bitch like elliptical. Can another rapper come out of Atlanta if he not lyrical? Nigga, black leather, beret cap era, guns at your capital, take it to that measure. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. Never been a victim, a rebel against the system. Lames wanna diss them and women just wanna kiss them. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga.
This that shot rap, where out of towners die at. I advise you book your flight now and fly back. Gangland, bang in, what you claim, fam? Box Chevys, foreigns, $150 flow. Young nigga got bitches at the 50 though. 50 pack done, good, drop off 50 more. My city rough, but I made it in it. Trap house look like it's what K's invented. Cause nobody, even friends, look, got hate up in it. Riding dirty with your bitch smoking, wait a minute. LA garage with Illinois and Decatur in it. Nigga snitching, I'm like, way to win it. Nigga looking like a state defendant. Photo look like a two-door. My two-door look like a photo. I'm cutting up, call me tour, bro. Hit him in his mask, get him a body bag. Give me a track, get him a body that.
Driving theater. Game winning shot. Ain't even stay to see the body drop. Get them pots bubbling, this hustling bitch. You ain't here for nothing. Observe how I run shop. If they ever snatch me.
Yeah. It's your man Dane Webb, host doing the most on LATalkLive.com. Dane's World every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's HLA every Saturday. Check me out. If not, you're lame. Y'all be cool, live free. Check me out. iTunes R&B, Live 365, Facebook, Dane's World, and Twitter, Dane's World. Ustream.tv, Dane's World. Y'all be cool, live free, enjoy your day. Peace.
This is Jay Nicole, and when I'm in LA, I'm listening to LATalkLive.com, exclusively on LATalkLive.com and the Talk Live Broadcast Network. You can also catch them on iTunes Radio R&B. TuneIn Radio, Live 365, Radio Flag, and AHA Radio, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
It started out like a totally normal day.
I love you.
I mean, I guess I was a little sweaty and I was definitely sore. I thought I had gas. Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the #1 killer of American women. So now I take care of myself and tell the other women in my life to do the same. Make it your mission to save your life and the lives of the women you love. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
Driving theater. Game winning shot. Ain't even stay to see the body drop. Get them pots bubbling, this hustling bitch. You ain't here for nothing. Observe how I run shop. If they ever snatch me, inform my brother here, come after me. Underestimated like expansion teams. Till I flex them championship fingers. The aroma of Doja lingers. The dope clothes and towels by the flow, but it's still stinking. If it ain't loud as neon colors, you don't need to bring it. Life in the fast lane, blinking just as bad as sleeping. Creeps is always creeping. I peeped your scheme while steaming. Business settled this evening. Under tropical breezes, I work hella hard so I could take it easy, nigga. I got a $sign migraine. Money on my motherfucking mind, man. $sign migraine. Just trying to put some dope off in the game. $sign migraine. Money on my motherfucking mind, man. $sign migraine. Just trying to put some dope off in the game.
Old beam on them gold wheels, looking like Ace. Seen your eyes when I ride by, looking like hate. The way them hoes be talking about me, you swear to God I was rich. Took the 10 off that motherfucker, hope you know this your bitch. Living life on that next shit, still fucking my ex chicks. Just walking up in the game, they showing out to that exit. Just get a game I was blessed with, getting blown in that sweet Jones. Underground but we been kings, knocking y'all up that railroad. Seen it all, I got raw steam. Never loving no ginger, niggas be on that nigga shit. Things you gotta remember, riding fast so we trying to get it. Fuck dreaming about getting paid. Matching Chevys in 10 months, nah nigga in 10 days. Yeah.
I got a $sign migraine. Money on my motherfucking mind, man. $sign migraine. Just trying to put some dope off in the game. $sign migraine. Money on my motherfucking mind, man. $sign migraine. Just trying to put some dope off in the game.
Alright, y'all. We live. We back in the building right here on latalklive.com, right here on Dane'z World. What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
What's up?
We out here,
It's kind of slow, you know.
You know, we out here. It's all good, man. Go ahead and, introduce yourselves to the world. We got the Inside Out Writers right here on the table. Go ahead and introduce yourselves to the world and what you do.
All right. My name is Jimmy Valdez, and I'm an alumni from the Inside Out Writers.
My name is Alton, Pitre. I'm 22 years of age from Los Angeles, and I'm also an alumni of Inside Out Writers.
So my name is Omar Cabrera. I'm part of the little Inside Out Writers group myself, 19 years old, from San Jose, California.
Cool. So, for those people who didn't see last week's show, Alton, can you guys go ahead and briefly explain what Inside Out Writers is and what they represent and what they do for people?
Okay, yeah. Inside Out Writers is a non-profit organization. We've been around for about, if I'm not mistaken, is it 16 years?
Yeah.
About 16, 20 years. It was founded by Sister Janet Harris in Central Juvenile Hall. Basically, it is Inside Our Writers conducts creative writing classes within all the juvenile halls in Los Angeles County, some county jails, and even some penitentiaries right now. And basically, we were all locked up at one point, and so it's like they have another component of the program called the alumni program. So when you're released, when you're graduated, when you're released from the halls or wherever, we graduated, so we're alumni. They have another component, basically just reentry service. They help us get in school, get jobs, the small things like getting a school ID, because like a lot of people when they come home from the halls or jail, they don't have a family to go to. They need help and support. So basically just a reentry program, but we continue the creative writing classes like on the outs, just how we did while we was in the halls. Right. We do the same thing. So if y'all want to fill in.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is, what Alton said. Just basically a support group or organization for those juveniles who get out and come back to the streets. We continue the writing circle as well. That's our traditional thing that we do. We write poetry, free write, stuff like
whatever
that.
You feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So using creative writing as a catalyst for personal transformation.
Yeah,
straight
definitely.
off the website.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
It don't get better than that. That's the straightforward way.
Official.
For real. So you guys use that as personal transformation. So you guys have any examples of how it helped you guys in particular, from your mentality before you went in to how you were when you came out, or just how it helped you express yourself?
You got it.
Well, for me, I always kind of tell this story. When I went in, I was 17, and my roommate, he was 14. He was fighting a murder. He was just 14, and the first time I picked up a pen and paper, or a pencil and paper, was at a moment when I felt frustrated. I just felt like I needed to vent, but I didn't really have anybody to vent. And it's a bunch of young men in there who are all, fighting and have their struggles. So the first thing I wrote was about my crime. I was getting ready to get sentenced. And I wrote about my crime in a 3-day sequence for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I was writing, and when I finished, my roommate was like, "Hey, yo, I've been seeing you writing for a couple of days. So what are you writing about?" And so right at that moment, I was actually wrapping up what I was writing. And so, I read everything, and he was just so focused and in tune. And when I finished, he was like, "And what happens next?" I was like, "Well, I'm right here with you, man. I'm locked up, So that was the first time I felt, free. I felt like I released everything that I had that I was holding in my chest.
Yeah.
And then I was introduced to Inside Out writing class that following weekend. And I went to my first writing class, which I met Miss Susan Kuskuna. Yeah. And she was my first writing teacher, and it was good, man. It was able to just vent and have other young men connect with me, like, "Oh, yo, you feel that too, or you're going through that too." Like, damn, word, that's how I grew up, So it kind of helped us connect, or it helped me connect and feel better.
Yeah.
Cool.
For me, I always like writing, so once I found the program when I was on the inside, I'm like, damn, that's a reason for me to get out of my room, because they would bring a special group of people up, and we would go down to our room, like, man, why they get to come out and we go down, But for me, basically, like he said, it was just a venting, expression. When you locked up, you don't have nobody to talk to, or you might not want to talk to somebody. They don't know how you feel, So it's like when you just write it on that paper, you just releasing it, and then you can write your dreams, your goals, whatever. Then it comes to reality, and then when you're in a group amongst others, like, it's just motivational. Like, some people might be illiterate, but it's not about that. The teacher would tell you like I'm here to teach you, but I'm gonna learn from you as well, And then it's like when you hear another person telling their story, they might be the most quiet person, or they might be the most banged out person. You might not even think like, damn, that's what you was thinking, or Then when one person see you speak, now that'll give them a chance to open up. So it's just universal, and it's just spiritual, man. It just connect,
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
Yeah, go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
Damn. Well, I've always liked writing myself. You know what I mean? Poetry, or just writing, expressing myself. So it was good to be able to be introduced to a program such as this one, because like they were saying, you know, it's a good circle of people that you could trust your in expressing yourself to, you know what I mean? So it's just like a group of people that all know each other and basically all love to express themselves, you know, through words, you know, when they write them down or whatnot. So you know, it's just good to be a part of that program, and it's helped me tremendously because I'm able to go somewhere and able to have my voice be heard, you know. I mean, not be judged, you know. If anything, I'll be appreciated and admired for what I have to say and what I've been going through, you know.
Yeah, I want to say one thing too. And then I'm talking about when we're on the ends, when we have the writing classes, and then like I ain't gonna lie, I heard some of the minors. That's what they call you when you're juvenile hall, minors. Like somebody there write something. And you know, you don't judge them. Everybody don't have good writing abilities. Everybody different. But sometimes they write some bullshit, you know, like it was some bullshit. But the teacher will be like, wow, that's great. That's amazing. And for someone in that position, a lot of these kids, because, you know, we at-risk youth, we grew up messed up, you know, a lot of these kids, they never, ever heard that. So when you get somebody to tell you, like, damn, that was a good job, like, I feel you. Even if it wasn't, you know, like, it just gives them that motivation or that self-confidence boost, you know. So it's just a wonderful thing all around.
Right. It sounds like it. So when you actually come out, do a lot of people take the second chance, or just the free mental? Do they take the second chance for credit?
What do you mean? What you mean by that?
Well, a lot of people don't get another opportunity to re-express themselves to the world, at least on the social aspect. So, you know, as far as that part, you guys got the opportunity to put your mistakes on paper. And tell people about them and where you felt, you know, you either went wrong or how it affected you, you know, spiritually, mentally, physically, however. You know, so when you come out and you're still a part of Inside Out Writers, has there been situations or any predicaments where people actually relapse?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Very.
Several times.
Yeah, that's just how it is, you know, like our recidivism rate it's not that high at all, like, because for one, Inside Our Writers alumni is strictly voluntarily. No one forces you. No one makes you come. Although they gonna urge you, encourage you to come. Like, yo, you need to come to Inside Our Writers. You know, you out now. Like, we here to help you. You know, so it's up to you. But it's like, so being that it's voluntarily. So when you come, it's like, okay, they want it. They want to do something. So now that you're here, it's up to you to put in that work. And of course, we had those that, you know, revert back to their same thing that got them in jail, you know, or...
Do you ever figure out why? Like, you ever ask him why?
Me personally, some of them, like, I know one person, for example, he got out, and he was just like, you know, like, when I got there, everybody be hugging me, smiling, and how you doing? He like, I ain't like that shit, you know, I ain't used to that, you feel me? So, I can understand them, like, they not used to that, so it's like, they might not want that. They not familiar with that. So all they know is to go back into their old ways or whatever that is. But that's why we're there as alumni. But not only us, the directors, the staff, the teachers, to, you know, like, hey, don't do that, you know.
Yeah, and also because it's hard too. It's hard to maintain a sobriety. Like, if you have problems with drugs, if you have problems with alcohol, you know, it's hard to maintain a sobriety.
Yeah.
You know, I personally deal with that. I'm sober from alcohol and cocaine, and so that alone is it's something hard. You know, all of my friends who are, I'm only 25 years old.
Right.
You know, I've been trying to stop. I've been going to AA meetings since I was 21. At 21, most of the youngsters or whoever, you know, are like, oh, I'm legal, I can go drink, I can do that. At age 21, I was already trying to stop. You know, so that's already something that's hard. So I mean, it's not easy coming out after being incarcerated for a certain amount of time and getting rejected from jobs and not having money and you know, having to get into school and all of these things. So, you know, it's hard, you know, and that's probably why sometimes it's just like, damn, you know, and they got to fall on their ass at least one more time before they can be like, okay, I know I got to support like Inside Our Writers when I get out. I'm going to get it together and I'm going to fully take advantage of what they have to offer, which is what has happened in some other situations. Like, we had, you know, boys and girls that have slipped and they come right back. And it makes me proud to see them right back. Like, I just saw a girl the other day. She came back from rehab.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, I'm very glad that you're here, that this is the first. She came fresh from rehab to Inside Our Writers.
First place.
You know, so I was like, that's good, because this is like, that means that this is a safe place for you, you know?
Right,
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
So, is there anything as far as, people that are to the youth that actually do things and they actually don't have a vision, they don't have a goal, they don't have a set mindset or anything that you Inside Out writers gave you once you went in versus when you came out? Like as far as what you want to do with your life, is there anything as far as that goals or anything aspirations, anything you want to explain to the youth?
First thing when you get out, they sit down with you. They sit down with
Who?
you. The case manager from Inside Our Writers, we have a case manager.
Okay.
They sit down with you, go over your plans, your goals. What do you want to do? All right. They always try to get everybody in school. So that's the first thing they do. They'll go over your life plan, your short-term goals, your long-term goals. But then personally for me, I love writing. I'm a writer. That's what I do. So
Yeah.
it just continually, it just encouraged me to keep doing that. And then like we attend these events, like they don't just help us with getting in school and all that stuff and just writing class. We attend events where we get a chance to tell our stories, or we're a nonprofit, so we have fundraisers where we tell our stories to potential donors,
Right.
and then so they donate money. But at these events we get a chance to dress up, wear a suit. I never wore a suit.
Right.
When I got out, I go to events, I wear a suit. People tell you look good, you feel good, you want
be
to take
fly.
pictures.
You be fly.
Now I can't wait for the next event so I can suit up, you feel me?
Yeah.
But at these events, then you get to network. You get the people will come out to you like, yo, your story is, like, I thought I was going through something, but damn, I heard you. And then you just get to talking. Hey, what do you do? I heard you like writing. Oh, I'm an editor for Whoop De Whoop newspaper,
Yeah.
like they just put you out there and the rest up to you. So you get the network. So whatever your career, your interest is, like somehow, some fashion, they gonna help you find that out.
Yeah.
Right. So the first time we actually met, we didn't really meet. We probably just said what's up.
Yeah.
Was at Valley College.
Yeah.
It was in the journalism 101 class. So,
Yeah.
are you writing for that newspaper currently?
Yeah, I'm still writing for that newspaper, the Valley Star. Just my third semester.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So how has that helped your writing career as far as that and Inside Out
Because
Writers?
Inside Our Writers is more so creative writing, like just expression. You articulate yourself. It could be a poem, paragraph, sentence, a rap, whatever, but
Yeah.
this is more structure. So it's helped it a lot. I learned the structure of how to write things, to get my mind flowing a little better, and it's structure writing as opposed to creative writing, but it's still intertwined. The same thing as writing,
Which one is? Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say to follow up with your question.
Yeah.
As far as for me, I met my mentor at Inside Out Writers. So we had like mentor partnerships.
Oh yeah, mentees and mentors.
Yeah, mentees and
They
mentors.
teamed
So
us
we
up.
would have people like who wanted to volunteer from the outside to be mentors with like us
Yeah,
alumni.
Virgil Williams. Right?
Yeah. So my mentor is Virgil Williams, and so my mentor is Virgil Williams, and I met him there. He's one of the screenwriters for a TV show called Criminal Minds. And being an inspired actor and writer and stuff like that, I linked up with him, before because I knew about what was going on. So I had met Virgil, and I knew Virgil like boxing. I know he was a writer, and we just kind of clicked. He's from Chicago, he's cool peoples, and then we're setting up. We had to write down like, for them to know, for the directors to know, who am I gonna match these alumni with?
Yeah.
So they matched me up with Virgil. And it's been great because it allowed, like he gave me an internship at Criminal Minds in the writing room. So I got to meet all the writers, all the directors, all the actors. I got to be on set. I got to learn just by watching there. Like I got to say like, okay, well, you know what? I don't want to write TV. I still want to write, but I don't want to write TV. When I would go on set, I'm like, you know what? I want to be an actor and I want to be a director because that's where I feel comfortable at. So Inside Out Writers allowed that opportunity to happen.
Okay, cool. Can you explain like the difference between creative writing and screenplays?
Oh yeah, there is a huge a huge difference. But like creative writing, to me,
It's no right or wrong.
it's like there's no right or wrong. You just vent, you write. I used to call it write as I speak, because I used to just whatever was on my mind, I was just writing it, or whatever I'm speaking, I'm just writing it. For me, creative writing is like that. I can just play around with it. But screenwriting, you have to be specific, and it's almost like fixing a certain amount of letters on a track, because it is different. You got different meanings like voiceovers and point of views, and you got all these different things, exterior, interior. Like it definitely is different. The structure is different. So screenwriting is more specific, more direct, whereas free writer, you kind of get to just vent.
I want to speak on that too. Actually, Virgil Williams, he's a part of this group. They're all black, called the
Voices of Cool.
The Voices of Cool. They're all professional writers. They're all black, but they actually came in and they did about 2 sessions. They basically screenwriting class, like what people going for the Hollywood film school and all that stuff. We got it for free, from a professional writer. So I remember one thing he told me that always stood out. He said, when you writing, you got, like, especially in screenplay, like, whatever you want to make real, whatever you want to make to life, you can do that with writing. If you want to make a monster, you can make a monster by just writing it, So, like, you create, and whatever you write is going to come to reality. So, in screenwriting, that's the movies we watch. That's the plays we watch, So, it's just, life in your own imagination.
So what opportunities have you guys taken advantage besides, the newspaper, the screenwriting, and going back into Inside Out Writers? What opportunities did you take advantage of coming out that you wouldn't have looked at before or prior? You haven't said nothing, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just some man. He's a listener. That's what it is. He's just a listener. He likes to listen.
To what y'all gotta say, but opportunities that I've been able to take,
honestly, because he's new. How long you been in the program?
Yeah,
a year?
Yeah, for like years. See, the thing with me was that I wasn't part of the program while I was incarcerated because I was in a different county. So I was introduced to the program when I was already out. And they basically just laced me up about the program, about what it is and about how it started and what it grew into. So I just came into it and was already participating in the classes that they were having weekly outside of the wall. So it was kind of different for me. But I mean, it's benefited me a lot, meeting new people and having that support system. And like he was saying, being able to express yourself,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, bro.
Funny.
It's just something that came into my mind and it made me really happy right now.
Go ahead.
I had the advantage of meeting a beautiful teacher there, which is my girlfriend. So that's why I thought about it, and it just made me happy,
Is she here right now, right?
Yeah, because we have different teachers who come in. We have different teachers who come in and teach, and I met her, and she didn't really think I was around her age or whatnot, and we kind of connected.
Right.
We connected in a different way, man, because her father passed away around that time, and long story short, she had a black journal that was given to me. I have a journal that was given to me by Virgil Williams, which is like a very unique black cover journal, and she had the same one. So when she was packing her luggage to leave, she's grabbing the journal and she's about to put it away, and I said, "Hey, hold on." I was like, "Is that yours?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, no, well actually my daddy left it when he passed away. I went through his stuff and I found this. All that there was his name on the cover, so I felt like he left it for me." And I was like, "Word." I walked to my backpack, I'll pull out the exact same black journal. So it's kind of like one of them. It was a connection, and it was pretty dope. So that was one of my advantages.
Cool.
To speak on your question,
congratulations.
One thing I mean, it's benefited me a lot, just from my character, just experiencing like a whole new ball game, like the other side of the fence, like, cause no lie, like when we go out to these events, the majority is white people, so you gotta cross over, like, you want to be yourself, but at the same time, you gotta be able to present yourself in the proper fashion in, mainstream America. So it's giving me that opportunity. I've always been able to carry myself, a good way, but it's just like, damn, I gotta step my game up, I'm about to be talking to these people out here or this or that,
Right.
And one other thing specific, right when I got out, I wrote this poem called Free at Last. It was inspired, by Martin Luther King, and also my release, because I was like the 2 years for a crime I didn't do. I was facing basically life, you know.
Right.
And so when I found out I got out, I wrote this poem right then and there called Free at Last. And then when I got out, I always like giving my writings to type up for me and stuff. So the director at the time, called Liza Bray, she submitted it to the LA Opera. They like I want to say prestigious, or they're a well-known, you know, opera in Los Angeles.
Right.
And then so she submitted to them with other writings from alumni and the miners locked up, and they selected mine and they composed it to an opera. And then, you know, for like a black kid from the jungles, you know, like the opera, and what the fuck is the opera, you know, and they actually composed it into a song. And then it's like when you hear the lyrics, and then it's like him singing it with the piano, and they actually performed it at the Central Juvenile Hall where I was once incarcerated myself. And I went back there to talk to the kids and stuff. I'm like, damn, I was just here 2 years ago, you know. But it just gave me like, damn, like you can accomplish things, you know. And I ain't know nothing about opera, and I'm a fan of opera, you know.
Yeah.
But that was just one, you know, of the early accomplishments from when I got out.
Cool. All right, so what we're gonna do right here on that note, we're about to go ahead and cut the break. Unfortunately, it isn't any opera, bruh. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut the break. Y'all be cool. Y'all live free. Y'all enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
I realize this. I'm from Webb, cameras wrong. In Atlanta slums, poppin' niggas sit and wait for the ambulance to come. I know if you a shooter, by the way you're handling the gun. Gambling, you're done. Shells burn like candles in the sun. I'm not a fan of gun violence, nor having a strap, but get popped once, and I swear that you'll be scrambling for one. But I plans was to get funds in, stayed up the set, so I mix kush with the dro to make all my weight stretch. I'm from what dudes robbing, argue all day about who's the best MC. Saha stack the CI while dodging the GBI. My bad, I love GZI, but I'm still the best to ever do it, and I ain't even put a CD out. So the next time you say that I ain't got no lyricist, I just think you ain't got a taste for this Twitter shit. My verses I like Leviticus, the underprivileged. I make music for the world, you make music for a stripper bitch. Big black leather, beret cap era, guns at your capital, take it to that measure. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. Never been a victim, a rebel against the system. Lames wanna diss them and women just wanna kiss them. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's that God flow, what they nailed Jesus to the cross for. And he came back 3 days after he died flow. This Pablo, talking to kids in Chicago, mob flow. This that midget New Jersey drive flow. Side note, I wrote this rap with my eyes closed, bravo. Cause it came out clean as the Moss flow, Costco. Hoes selling they swap for a condo. Benny Hunters and Roscoe, Costco. Nas mixed with a pop flow. Rappers can't stand me. This that Grammy Nas flow. Let me stop though, cause I'm going digital with the syllables. Saha the prince and the royalty like residual. These hoes for me, they supposed to be hospitable. When they in the house with a nigga that's not typical, that's not fictional. I run this bitch like elliptical. Can another rapper come out of Atlanta if he not lyrical? Black leather, beret cap era, guns at your capital, take it to that measure. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. Never been a victim, a rebel against the system. Lames wanna diss them and women just wanna kiss them. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga. It's Huey, nigga, Huey, nigga.
This that shot rap, where out of towners die at. I advise you book your flight now and fly back. Gangland, bang in, what you claim, fam? Box Chevys, foreigns, $150 flow. Young nigga got bitches at the 50 though. 50 pack done, good, drop off 50 more. My city rough, but I made it in it. Trap house look like it's what K's invented. Cause nobody, even friends, look, got hate up in it. Riding dirty with your bitch smoking, wait a minute. LA garage with Illinois and Decatur in it. Nigga snitching, I'm like, way to win it. Nigga looking like a state defendant. Photo look like a two-door. My two-door look like a full-door. I'm cutting up, call me dog, bro. Hit him in his mask, get him a body bag. Give me a track, get him a body that.
Side. I'm a freedom fighter, Dalai Lama from a weed supplier. I'm Muhammad to the rap game, that's my last name. My first should be Elijah, and I need a choir. Freak a flyer, gold medallion, Jesus peace. I'm the one, the real Jesus Maya, cause I'm trying to get niggas to leave the street. And I don't need to be, cause I can easily speak to these niggas through the frequencies to compete with me. You gon' need a priest to preach your sweetest needs, to give a hell of an Easter speech. I keep the heat right there underneath the seat. Got pulled over by the police this week. They asked me why I got this fully loaded piece with me. I say, officer, I'm just trying to make it home peacefully. So I'm riding with a rifle, another iron in the Bible. Call my niggas out in Paris, have them climb up the Eiffel. We don't give a fuck, cause it's all about survival. When you caught up in the cycle, when you feel like you entitled to more than what you get in it, to turn you homicidal. Y'all know that I'm the best, but I swear I'm in denial. And they don't wanna say it, cause I'm better than they idol. Got the mind of a disciple when I'm rocking the revival. But I'm soon to be the king, fuck you and your team. Bada boom, bada bing. If you don't like the way I rule my regime, let them up before June and spring. I'm Desmond Tutu, mixed with the Zeus of the Zulus. I'm the leader of the new school. Man, I swear I'm gonna feel like man. I want my troops to feel like Nelson. All these niggas wanna kill Nelson. Y'all gon' make me do 2 years like Nelson. I'm gonna feel like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Mandela, get to know your ancestors. Can't tell me they ain't jealous of a 7-gram seller. There was something about Mary, nigga. I was Ben Stella. Now the fans mail us all the way from Manchester. Can't tell them shit if you ain't never spent time trying to sell a nigga just to get the car with the trunk in the front. Shout it, that's an elephant. Intelligent nigga with hella sense. Speak with such eloquence. Ever since I've been on a regiment, niggas been upset with the prince. But let them big while I start a revolution. See, like when you work hard, you never get your retribution. Niggas sending threats, but I keep something with me. Sound like when I'm shooting. The same ones that was singing Huey Newton. Prince to a king, you don't see the evolution. 20 years in the PM and that's really execution. So I encourage each and every student to stay in school, play it cool, obey the rules, or pay your dues, make a move, take a two, or write some raps, make a mixtape with Clue, and you can be dope as me and a fool boy. Trying to get 40 acres in the mule boy. Rhyme with 40 acres in the 2-door. I feel like Lorenz Tate in the pool hall. Right before Terrence Howard at the Newport. Nelson. I want my troops to feel like Nelson. All these niggas wanna kill Nelson. Y'all gon' make me do 20 years like Nelson. Man, I'm starting to feel like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. I'm starting to feel like Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela. I'm starting to feel like
Hey yo, this kid in Australia said he idolized me. If you don't know why, then it's time to watch me. A young poppy with the confidence of Rocky in a boxing match. Early mornings practicing my rhymes, 13 rocking a stocking cap. Skinny nigga, told my reflection I'll never settle. Said if I gain some weight, then I will one day try to wrestle. Wanted to play ball and be a UNLV rebel when I let my talent go to waste cause I couldn't keep up my grades. What a shame. Now I'm living out my second dream. Grown into some shit you've never seen. Now I'm on to better things. It just goes to show when you travel a lot and you be on the road. We all striving to be comfortable and happy, but in life we go the distance. A major part of life is building a life you want to live with. I know we lack patience, but you gotta stay consistent. Only you can slow you down, turn your dreams into commitments. Making sense with a sentence. Golden age and I'm vintage. 1990 to now, what we doing they did it. You could be fooled in a minute. I'm just trying to talk that shit until I'm finished. The lost soul is protected by my religion. I represent world peace. Lately I've been feeling a certain way. Peace signs in every picture that I take. I represent world peace. Yo, smoking weed until the feeling goes away. Spreading love until I'm in and out my day. I represent world peace. I'm extremely excited without it hiding. Niggas see me smiling, but y'all niggas don't know the half of it. I'm talking about a kid that grew up without having shit, that sorted out a plan and then turned into the man. Y'all understand the fans and how fans follow the artist, but what if one man get him something other than trends? What you recommend? What you stepping in? Who you follow? What you represent? Nigga, what set you in? Man, we all started from the bottom. Started with a problem before I was ever crawling. I was born into my miseries. Came out with my hidden talents, now the rest is history. Riding, but if you ain't providing, that don't mean shit to me. You could be the hardest nigga walking, but the hardest niggas working is the bosses. Keep it authentic, cause the image got you confused. Anybody will tell you it's a lose-lose, nigga, do you. Lately I've been feeling a certain way. Peace signs in every picture that I take. I represent world peace. Yo, smoking weed until the feeling goes away. Spreading love until I'm in and out my day. I represent world peace. Yo, I just wanna give you something you can keep in mind. Be strong, don't let nothing disturb your peace of mind. Read between the lines, teach them in a rhyme. You can't change overnight, we all need some time. Homie, act like I ain't out here on my ones and twos. Your fundamentals was rented and it's a bunch of you. Me, I've been the same since my mama was buying Lunchables. Grew up through some functions, respected because I'm lovable. Think good thoughts, speak good words, take good actions, yeah, that's what the world deserves. A man in power that's gonna empower the people first. And Howard College, they listen, came all the way from the dirt. Agree to disagree, just because I'd rather have them legalize a plant to feed the people nicotine. Tell the devil's juice and they gon' support it by any means. On their TV screens, nigga please, I represent world peace. Lately I've been feeling a certain way. Peace signs in every picture that I take. I represent world peace. Yo, smoking weed until the feeling goes away. Spreading love until I'm in and out my day. I represent world peace.
I'm gonna rule the world, I'm gonna change the world. But I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
Monumental, principal and live from the Intercontinental. Tell black and take the fist to temple. After that, I'm doing what I do on any instrumental. Check my credentials like I sentimental value every time a sheet of paper touch my pencil. Mix determination with potential. So ahead of my time, my mind is Eastern, but I'm Central. To be Pacific, you should keep me twisted. I speak prolific, man, I should be teaching physics. Y'all can keep the distance, jealousy's a weak decision. My presence is better than any gift underneath the Christmas tree. Picture me, I used to solicit weed in the street when niggas lead like a dapper in triple lead. Where the trigger squeeze, so before you niggas leave, kiss your seed on the cheek and tell them don't be good, be great. 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 Fly high, yeah. Don't be good, be great. The agenda, turn sinners to winners and give them incentives. Chances slim as error to minimum when dead in the center. Of being dead in the glimmer, Trey wrestling with Zimmer. Trying to bring bread in for dinner, so never surrender to mediocrity and all of these haters within us. Evil society who obviously hate to remember. When I would rhyme with that Glock on me waiting the rental. A lot of fights, a lot of robberies, I wasn't injured when the pussy nigga shot at me. So I so solemnly swear to flow pottery. This is Scarface mixed with the old prodigy. So don't bother me, you can keep your apologies. I mean that wholeheartedly. I'm my own sovereignty, I always say I can. Fuck your tea and your apostrophe. And people who put quantity over quality. Cause my dad always says Adele, don't be good, be great. Don't be good, be great. Don't be good, be great. Don't be good, be great.
Oh, I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. Said I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit.
Alright, y'all. We live back on LATalkLive.com right here on Dane'z, where we got the Inside Out Riders right here on the panel. What's going on, y'all? What's up?
What's up?
What up?
How you doing?
Alright, so go ahead and give you guys the information out to the people so they can go ahead and so they can follow up with you guys and see what's going on with Inside Out Riders and yourself. And then we're gonna go ahead and get into these poems real quick, alright?
Alright, my name is Jimmy Valdez. You can find me on Facebook, Jimmy Valdez 100 at Yahoo. Instagram, Authentic Jimmy. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Shit, you can find me on Facebook under Young Ambitious, or you can find me, you know what I mean? You can find me anywhere under Ambitious. You want to follow me on Instagram, The Ambitious Jefe. You want to holler at me on SoundCloud, The Ambitious Jefe, Jefe, boss. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Holler at me, Ambitious, everywhere.
First of all, InsideOutRiders.org. That's InsideOutRiders.org. That's the website. Everything is there about our organization. You can find me on Facebook, Alton Pitre, Alton Pitre. I'm the only one, so don't trip. Twitter at the J Alligator, TheJay Alligator. Instagram, the Jungle _alligator, and that's that.
Cool. Let's get into them poems. Let's get into them poems real quick.
You said a caller?
No, poems.
Ain't nobody gonna call you, man.
Put the number, man. They better call, man.
Already calling.
For real though, huh? 323-27-27-35.
Let's do it though.
Blowing up your phone right now.
It's all up to whoever want to go. Whoever want to start it, you know, it's open, bro.
Go ahead, Jimmy. I see you
Alton,
writing
ready?
over there since
Ready? Let's do it. All right. So I wrote this the other day, man. I was a little bit, I had a few things I had in mind, you know, with the folks I grew up with, and just kind of moving on to this new lifestyle, and, you know, flying out to New York and talking to the kids out in Rikers Island, and just like doing all these different things now, and progressing and growing in this life that I chose now, just made me think about them, you know, my folks. So I wrote this about that. Mothers praying to La Virgencita de Guadalupe, Jesucristo en Malverde. This may not be your cup of tea, but this the cup of tea I drank from. Mothers who dated, married, or grew around gangsters, not the ones who claimed 3 letters or wrote graffiti on the walls. Mothers who knew their children were not in the right steps, and were okay with the lifestyle her son was leading, as long as he took the right steps. Then again, he was young and he was leading. He is her pride and joy. Words like, que cabrón mi hijo, yo lo parí, arriba Culiacán, Sinaloa, Michoacán or Jalisco, proud to be his mother. To her, he's not a gangster, a paid killer, or a drug dealer, a member of the cartel. It's her baby. She prays to La Virgencita and Jesucristo en Malverde that they guide her son in the right direction. She prays with all her faith. He was something to prove, influenced by alcohol and cocaine. Listening to narco corridos, he always wanted to be a singer or an actor. He always told me he was ready to step away. He always told me he felt like he was in knee deep. He always told me he and them are facing the death sentence for a shooting and torturing someone with a hammer, tossed him in the trunk, drove him to another city just to be dragged out and shot in the head, left in the alley. He probably in the same steps. Mothers pray to La Virgencita de Guadalupe and Jesucristo en Malverde. This may not be your cup of tea, but this the cup of tea I drank from. He is a writer, actor, music video director. He once influenced by alcohol and cocaine, listening to narco corridos, with a father in the drug business and a mother who prays to La Virgencita de Guadalupe. He, 17, charged with attempted murder. He was given a second chance. He, meaning I'm 25 years of age, pray to La Virgencita de Guadalupe and Jesucristo that their mothers and my mothers are in good hands, my father in good health, my friends in the right direction. I count my blessings, work hard and give back and move on. Add some honey and some lemon to cure the scars and drink that motherfucker. Mothers praying to La Virgencita de Guadalupe, Jesucristo and Malverde. This may not be your cup of tea, but this the cup of tea. I sipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel me?
Yeah. I was feeling that,
Yeah, everyone has their little style of writing poetry. You know what I mean? So that's cool.
No, it was dope.
I like it because it was just straightforward, like you just told them straight, even through the Spanish in there. I ain't recognizing none of it, but I didn't understand it. But like you said, this might not be your cup of tea, you feel me? But this is me, this is where I came from, this is my family, this is what I faced, this is where I'm at now. So, I was feeling that. I like that.
Word. And I also just, wrote that because we all have different paths in life and stuff like that.
Right.
But, growing up now, this is something I grew up out of, and I don't encourage that. And it's like advocacy of, what, like my friends are in there facing a life sentence for doing all of those things. Like, why? It was unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Well, we can all be out here doing things like what we're doing right now.
Right. I appreciate it, for real. I appreciate it.
Hear that fire, Alton.
It's on you, bro.
Hear that? What you got, man?
It's on you.
So I wrote this little poem. Share with y'all. It goes, I said, this game is a gamble and I'm all out of cash. But if life is a test and it's a promise, I'll pass. Cause strength I've acquired through all of these obstacles. Success is difficult to achieve, but I don't doubt that it's possible. Motivation is the key to get where I need to be, and patience is a tree that I need in order to breathe. Planted my seed in this earth, now I'm watching it grow. Gave haters front row seats to witness me accomplish my goals. It's a process that's slow, but I'm willing to wait. Pessimistic, but I'm out here pushing with all of my faith. I grew up experiencing trouble, struggle, and hunger pains, but I'm grateful that I haven't been given a mother to blame. In the summers it rains and all my winters are freezing. There goes another soul for the strippers he's squeezing. Believing that one day we won't be trapped in this pain. Cause many times we vote, but nowhere does it actually change. We're factors to blame for all the chaos on earth. Wonder if I lived in suburbs, would I have stayed off the curb? Got laid off of work, cause every day I was showing up late. Standing in front of heaven, but no one has opened the gate. Hopelessly wait for answers to all of my questions. Like why we living in a world full of hatred and depression. Lessons I've learned have helped me dramatically grow. Realized friends were trash when I heard them dissing on the low. Wishing I had clones so the real me can just run away. Been cheated on, cause all females want is just fun and games.
Somebody sign that boy.
Yeah.
Somebody sign that man right
fire
there.
for you. Got that fire for you.
Yeah. Can you go ahead and elaborate on what inspired the piece?
Man, I mean a lot of everything. You know what I mean? A lot of everything. At first it just started off just as I don't know, like it just slowly started getting into it, started touching a lot of different things, you know. I mean, as you can see how I start talking about like voting and there never being a change, and then I talk about like women, like it slowly started moving into just different things, but yeah.
Your life too.
Yeah, basically, man, just basically a little bit of everything you go through, a little bit of everything you see, a little bit of everything you know, a little bit of everything you think.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know?
Next.
Alright. I actually just wrote this 17 hours ago. I know because I posted on Facebook. But, so yeah, I'm going to just read it real quick. It was like 3-4 in the morning. You know, my girl was mad at me. She thought I was texting a female, but I was writing a poem. Nah. But it's like this. It's untitled. Sometimes I'm modest, but to be honest, I'm polished. I shine, didn't tarnish. The world is expensive. Despite being impoverished, we can all afford knowledge. I always pay homage. Was slavery really abolished? I thought the sun was the hottest. I was born with high mileage and was raised around violence. But you can't kill my engine. The effect of his death, there will never be silence. My ears are immune to the loud sounds of sirens. So dumb and so deaf to the soft sounds of violence. All I perceive is black and white. Damn, where is the vibrance? I thought that was a good post. Where are the likes and the comments? Abide by commandments and live by a promise. Vow to not be demolished. I know I get accepted the Morehouse while many astonished. Cause where I come from don't many see college. They criticize Jesus and doubted Obama. Take the life of Dr. King in the prison Mahatmas. The boys want to be gangsters and the girl baby mamas. Documentaries transposed to reality dramas. Post-incarceration trauma. Swimming in a sauna of lava. The world just erupt. The words just erupt. I vomit this like volcanic saliva. You can seal my lips shut and they still sleep sober. Sleep somber. Steep ladder, got a taste for peach cobbler. I pray for sweet peace power. I was labeled a terrorist like I was the ones who bombed each tower. Don't make me president, cause I'll free everybody from San Quentin to the county jails west and east towers. I could go on and preach for hours. The land could be the land could be theirs, and the beach could be ours. The ocean is the new sky. I'm setting sail on these cloud waters.
Man. Alton stays, spends some knowledge, man.
Yeah, Alton always got knowledge, man. If you could be there every week when we have our little writing circle, whenever he shows up, he always got that knowledgeable shit. I mean, educate a motherfucker through his lyrics and shit.
Knowledgeable shit.
So how does this differentiate, from the New Freedom?
It do, but it don't. The new shit. This is the new freedom. You feel me? Everything I'm doing now is the new freedom. But I was talking about the new freedom. Like basically, prison is the new freedom for everybody. Like not the real freedom is freedom. The new freedom is prison incarceration because that's what they want us to have. But we about to regain that new freedom. So that's it. But how this really differentiated? I just write the first line, man. I just go on and whatever rhyme, I try to make everything rhyme but make sense at the same time. And it kind of really don't because, I say things like was slavery really abolished, like thought the sun was the hottest, but it differentiate, but then again it don't, I just be hitting all topics like my boy said right there.
Understood. So how's inside out writing actually help you guys express through poetry and rhythm and rhyme? Because I know do they specifically focus on just writing, or does it help you guys express yourself through any means of paper and a pen?
You got it.
Yeah, well, like through any means, you know what I mean. But mainly, it doesn't even have to be like poetically, or something that rhymes or something that is very intellectual. That's like, damn, you know what I mean. How'd you come up with that? It's just simply like,
get off your chest.
Yeah, not everybody there is trying to become a great poet, a great writer. You know what I mean. That people there just simply have a passion for expressing themselves with pen and paper, and they do it however they want. You want to draw a fucking picture and explain it to us? You know what I mean?
For real.
Go ahead. You know what I mean? It's just basically, having that passion for picking up a pencil and paper and doing something creatively that helps you express yourself. You know what I mean? And being able to share that story with someone else.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes just listening to somebody's story is interesting because you're like, damn. His or her story is interesting. Everybody just, there's people who go there and write and they're like, well, I don't know how to write. Well, write what you feel. The teachers will be like, write what you feel, or write what you, this topic. And they'll write like an interesting story. Like, I came from, I don't know, Guatemala or Mexico when I was a kid, and my little sister, or I had to live in the streets, or, we all share incarceration stories. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or I grew up with a pop only, or I grew up with a mom, or I got put on my neighborhood when I was this old, or I grew up in a place where the whole cartel life was just this life. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's stories, and it's like just listening to them, it's like, damn, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So can I have just some closing words out to the public, from you guys? Being who you are out to the public, can you just have some closing words you want to give to the people before we go ahead and
I mean, I am who I am, you feel me? I ain't no one special and shit, but you know what I mean. One thing I could say is just, find something like a hobby or something like that that's gonna keep you from getting out of trouble. Something that you could do that's gonna relieve a lot of stress, any emotion that could potentially get you into some trouble, internally or externally. just find that and just be able to use that as a coping mechanism, you know, just to keep you from being out there wild, you know, expressing yourself otherwise, you know.
Yeah.
Me, what I say to the public, you know, especially the youth coming up, you know, like, you know, we all done had adversity, obstacles in our life, but you can't let that stop you, you know. Don't never let nobody tell you what you can't do. If you say you want to do something, people think you crazy, F them, you know. Do what you want to do. Like, who can stop you at the end of the day but yourself? If somebody do tell you no, just keep trying. Like they say, you fall, get back up, you know. Like, I just got accepted to Morehouse College, and that's a big,
That's right.
yeah, that's a big accomplishment, you know.
Congratulations.
Thanks. 6 semesters at my junior college, every day on the bus and the train. I still be late every day. I even had my boy go with me, my boy Tails. We was on the basketball team together, or trying to get on the basketball team. He stopped going. He, like, not to talk about him or nothing, but he just stopped going. Like, man, I'm tired of that train. You know, I can't do it. Then I be getting tickets, you know, but like, you just gotta have that determination about yourself. Like, you know, like, don't rely on nobody to give you no ride. Don't rely on nobody to give you some money. Don't rely on nobody but yourself and God. You feel me? Like,
That's right.
at the end of the day, you are who you are, and can't nobody deny you if you already accept yourself. So just do what you want to do in life, pursue it, and keep God in your life, and you know everything gonna come to fruition.
That's right. I just like to say thank you very much for the invitation
Yes,
to you
sir.
as our host, and to my man Alton and my boy being here. But I appreciate the this opportunity for us to, you know, put out what Inside Out Writers does or has done for myself, and what we can do for others. On the other hand, I just like to talk to the youth, and you know, just if anybody heard this and was interested and would like for myself or any of the other fellas to go down to your high school, middle school and talk,
Whatever.
you know, you can reach me at 323-271-2735.
Put his number out there.
Or at jimmyvaldez100 at gmail, because honestly, I have no censorship. I'm here to do this kind of work. This is real. This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm flying out to New York to go speak to the kids out in Rikers Island.
Yeah.
Why would a kid from LA just want to go out there and talk to them? You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful and blessed to be given the opportunity that I had and have a second chance in life. And I just want to give that back.
Likewise.
So thank you.
Man, thank you all.
Thanks for having us, bro.
Hey, no problem. I appreciate it. We about to go ahead and get into the new freedom right here when we cut the break.
You
Y'all
got the
be
video
cool.
part? You got the video
Yeah,
part?
it's the video
Oh, yeah,
part,
we
but
on
I
that.
can't put it on the
Oh,
website. I wasn't ready, bro. It's all good. But y'all be cool. Y'all live free. Y'all enjoy the rest of the show. All right,
Thanks.
y'all. Peace.
Hello world, my name is Alton Pitre. I'm 22 years of age, and I am an ambassador for juvenile justice. The reason I wrote this poem is entitled The New Freedom is really because yesterday I was in one of my writing circles for an organization I'm a part of called Inside Our Writers. We have our weekly writing classes, and in this specific writing class we had a guest speaker come in and speak to us. His name is Zed, who was telling us about this short film or documentary series called Orange is the New Black. And our teacher at the time, Ty Rubenstein, who brought Zev out, he was just telling us how, you know, basically orange is the new black, like when people get locked up. So orange is referred to as the orange jumpsuits that the inmates wear, and black being, you know, black people, African American. The freedom they want us to have is incarceration. And when I say me, meaning African American, I've been through it, and it seems like we're the ones who's targeted on the streets. Then once you're arrested and sent to prison or jail, whatever, it's like they done with you. Now it's up to the judge and the DA, the lawyers, to deal with you, and it's not good dealing with them. So it seems like they're not even out to help us. You know, it's a business. Like, they want to keep you locked up so they can keep making money. It's all about money, and they forget about the logic and the ethic and the empathy for humans being incarcerated. So prison punishment is the newly rewarded freedom, the new freedom. Prison punishment is the newly rewarded freedom. Justice vacates its citizens as workers to a new kingdom. Unforgiving abductions, forbidden reproductions, Solution to their fussing is more maximum sentences and fewer less reductions. One charge dominoes another, consequently consenting these repercussions. Releasing the inmate is like the U.S. saying we need the Russians. There's a cold war going on outside these heated walls. Repeatedly, the Constitution constitutes the reason we don't need these laws. They say we need lawyers. Instead, they provide us with public defenders who only bring horror. Freedom ain't free even if you said bail. Could have refined America if you and Columbus both said sail. The naked truth is always clothed even though sex sell. I just pray and keep it positive, asking God to help me pass on, and He is not yet to fail.
I told her throw it back for a RACK. Don't stop, get it one time for real. I know you got big dreams on your mind for real. I heard you trying to sing, do you wanna sign a deal? You wanna fall back, just take your time and chill. I be out in New Orleans like, please believe me. If you really fucking with me, say yeah like Jeezy. Oh yeah, you like that, I like that too. She got kicked out the club, but brought her right back through. I got the juice like that, I could get away with murder. And if you ain't knowing, you should go ahead and learn it, burn it. Hot shit, cut it out like a surgeon. I'm spurging, don't fly shit till the day that they bury me. I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. Said I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
My role model used to travel Saab. Still got every chain I had from the start. Just a victim of identity theft. Them whole niggas order Victoria's Secret car. Think of your mom with an A song. Money talk, so I say some, play some. Why every time I do a beach, it feel like an A song. Real shit, got the A lock with my rollie on the West Coast. Call it Baywatch, nigga, they watch, nigga. Put it in a safe box, nigga. Put a fucking dreadlock in a hat. Throw this money to trap my habitat. Woke up with money, cause I went to sleep with racks. Real shit.
I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. Said I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. That real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about.
This is why you know I'm the man. You say you hot, but you ain't bustin' like a live lamp. Breaking hoes hard to my b-boy stance. Making this money bye-bye like the NSYNC dance. I be running in your mama like this my last steps. And I'm a ballin' ass nigga bank with Max Press. Oh yeah, I'm from 707. Used to be on Pentel in front of 7-Eleven. Yeah, you know she hold it down for a Mac. She make it jump like I'm holding on the iPhone app like holler. Give her that Raymundo, ride it like a skateboard. Going hard off this rocket power. Now this is only for family. Take a girl, bring her back Friday like Stanley. The best freshman, but you will not get me. Ranks on ranks, so you cannot ban me.
I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. Said I'ma throw this money, don't stop, go crazy. I'ma make it back, don't stop, go crazy. That real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Only that real shit, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Don't stop, go crazy. Don't stop, go crazy. Yeah. Don't stop, go crazy. Don't stop, go crazy. Yeah.
I fucked up the rap game and you ain't even know it. I just fucked what's her name and you ain't even know it. She got a tattoo and you ain't even know it. Real talk. We bout to form a little group and you ain't even know it. Let's get it. Stuck in a rock in a hard place. Eminem packing with God stay. Timberlands pop that jawbone. Now bitch nigga tell me how the tar tastes. And even Tarzan can get swung on. I never hung out with the loud mouth. You got a foul mouth and that dead body gon' smell foul when it fouls out. She found my nails in the Bahamas. We found ourselves in the Bahamas. She found God, meditation, and peace. I found myself without a condom. You know everybody having them babies. It's a beautiful thing, it ain't crazy. If a rapper monogamous, you know what the problem is. Too many bitches got rabies. And I hate a hoe hopping woman. Stink pussy popping woman. You fucking fool, don't know about you, but my dick needs 17 years on it. Anything after that is just a bonus. And I've been in the lab with my opponents. And since sway that list, he got a flat screen the next morning. Tell him I need my credit when it's due. Tell him I need my lettuce when it's new. Tell him I got a fetish for fine fabric. Franklin's and saying fuck you. Tell him it's TDE till I'm DDT'd in that grave and top dog is proof. Tell my nigga who get free ain't shit coming for free. I'm about to rape you niggas till you recoup.
Yeah, groovy nigga, that's all day. Backwood hold 3 grams. Got a 6-shooter, that revolver spinning shell stuck inside but won't jam. This hoodie here about 2 stacks. Hell yeah, that bitch gon' go ham. Molly in her drink, but she asked me to, and oh yeah, I got this on cam. Gangsta nigga, no trap beats, but I still sound like that new shit. Originality in my blueprint, still fig side, Figaro pimp. Her big ass with my palm hit, pull my dick out, she gon' bomb it. Swag surfing all through the world, slide through the sea on a comet. Always swap for these morons, that be that new shit I'm push on. Raise off of them pockets, bring more of them cough ons. These niggas ain't popping, tell them old niggas to move on. All damn, I done said it, all damn can be headed.
She ain't single, she solo. You ain't even know it. Unsigned with sold out shows. You ain't even know it. My lips black, but they ain't chapped. She ain't even know that. Let's have sex. She said yes. You know she ain't know that. See the light from my chest. My head next to her breast. My mind all in the clouds. Just brought an ounce of the best. No talking when I'm off that loud. I came quick so she pissed. You know I'm good for another round, but it's hard when everybody on your dick. No real niggas that's Crips. I know real niggas that's Bloods. No real niggas that's thuggin'. Like you ain't know what's up. Got codeine in my cup. Got a couple checks that need cashing. And you can take that to the bank. What's life without a balance? You ain't even knowing. Nigga, I be everywhere. You ain't even going. I thought it was snowing, but I'm just the coldest nigga out here flowing. Sick of all that bullshit y'all been promoting, but so Carson in the motherfucking house. Del Lamo, watch your motherfucking mouth. I took the game by storm, just the X-Men out. I'm crazy out my mind, I put my life on the line. The tortoise only makes progress when his neck sticks out. Just a little token of gold if you ain't know it though. Respect, I get the utmost. I'm so dope, I'm a walking kilo. 36 O's, you don't even know it, getting cheese like Cheetos. You mad that we BMFing? Bitch ass niggas steady PMSing. I never show my hands, can't know my plans, gotta keep them guessing. Rock, I was off the scene, now nigga back like a 4.5. Shooting up the set like Spielberg. See the big picture when them hammers flash. I don't post a lot on Instagram, that's the quickest way they'll get you, man. Leave that shit for the bitches, man. Alphabet boys, they'll get your ass. IRS, they was on a nigga. Cash them out, now I'm Scots free. Got my passport and my transport, now I'm overseas. You don't even know it. Rock been killing this shit, no gloves, no mask on me. Just 100,000 cash on me. Back then I was doing bad, homie. All my bitches bad now. My old hoes trying to keep tabs on me. Safe to say I'm the man now. Fuck that nigga, just stand down. For the shots go up and this man down. Hands down, still popping, no prescription. I'm flexing, suplex a pussy. I've been off the edge. Too late to push me, nigga, I ain't fell off. Used to move frosted flakes like Kellogg. Pull up to the bank, count paper like tell-offs. Top dog money game, bitch, we been on. Close line to beat, nigga John Cena. Been having strikes, can't walk in my Adidas. Kicked in the dough, hand on the Nina. Black hippie shit, rock gon' beat 'em.
You turned up every day, you don't even know it. Got your bitch with me right now, you don't even know it. We turn up in the club, you don't even know it. Got 100 bottles coming, you don't even know it. We came up from that, you don't even know it. Drive a $500,000 car, you don't even know it. These $1,000 pair shoes, you don't even know it. Got bitch speak no English, you don't even know it. $1,000 pair shoes, you don't even know it. $1,000 Pitre, you don't even know it. Just That's $500,000 car, you don't even know it. I came up from the bottom, you don't even know it. My niggas all ride with me, you don't even know it.
My nigga, what's good with you?
What's up with you, B?
Mr. Fresh. Nigga, what you mean, Mr. Fresh? Nigga, fuck you. I see you had that brandy over you last night, my nigga. Don't see me. Yeah, light word. Fuck you. Pass it, bro. Let me break it down for you.
Alright, y'all. We live. We right here back in the building, right here on Dane'z World, right here on LATalkLive.com. We got Stanley Vaughn right here.
What's good,
on
man?
the motherfucking panel. What's going on, bro?
Shit, man. Glad to be back here, family.
For sure. And we got my cousin, Lil Nate, right here on the panel. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? What's up?
What's up, man? Go ahead and give us that rundown of the sports world. Tell us what's up.
You know, kicking things off for the sports. We got the NFL, free agency coming in this week with the Denver Broncos making headlines, signing all the top players. They have a kid to leave. They signed him to a 6-year deal. They signed DeMarcus Ware to a 3-year deal. And they signed former Browns cornerback TJ Ward to the Broncos too. That's gonna revamp their defense. Make them Super Bowl contenders next year. Also, we got the Baltimore Ravens. They signed former Panthers wide receiver Steve Smith to a new deal. And also the Patriots. They signed one of the best shutdown corners in the game, Darrelle Revis, to a 1-year deal too.
Word.
Yeah. They feel like the Patriots, they lost their main cornerback, so they feel like they had to get another one, so to make their case.
I don't know, man. I don't think the Patriots, the Broncos, they all washed up, man.
I mean, we gonna see. Hopefully these moves, we don't know. Whether we gonna see whether they make them or break them. We gonna see.
Seattle broke them.
Yeah, well, hey,
Seattle tamed.
Hey, that was last season. This new season coming up. Anything can happen. Plus, Seattle, they lost some of their main guys too, offense and defense. They lost their main receiver, a couple main, guys on defense. So you never know.
They realized that's like a superstar team right there. You seen what they did to them? That wasn't even worth coming outside for.
I was hot, man. I was like, all this barbecue, man. For
this. For real.
Yeah, 43-8. That's nobody saw that coming.
It's all good. What's going on, man, with the Knicks? They giving up Melo. They giving up Melo or what? They giving it to us?
Well, before I talk about Melo, let me talk about, they signed Phil Jackson this week. They made him the president of the team. He's in charge of all the basketball operations, picking the next coach and all that. And, Melo, he said it's a power move, but he's still going to test free agency. Now, to answer your question, do I think he's going to come to L.A.? I mean, as a Laker fan, I want him to, but we'll see. He got the Bulls, trying to chase him. He got he got the power in his hands. So I want him to come, but I don't think he is.
I'll stay with the Knicks, man. I'm a Laker fan, man. I hate weak Tony, man. Dan Tony.
But look, speaking of Dan Tony, his rumors going around. He not gonna make it. He not gonna come back this season. That's what Kobe said.
The Lakers putting pressure on people right now.
Well, but look, who wouldn't want to come to title town, Laker town. It's Hollywood.
That's true.
Everybody want to come there. I know Kobe's gonna be 36, but come on, you got a chance to play with Kobe. I understand he coming off 2 injuries, but you got the opportunity to play with him.
Man, that's not even a real Kobe no more. He like a mannequin with a heartbeat.
Oh, I know. I know. Like I said,
he not the real Kobe. He a robot now. Bro.
That's what happens when when you reach your mid-30s. It's called father time. Father time definitely caught up with him. He suffered that huge injury last year, the Achilles tendon. Damn. Then he tried to come back, which most people don't come back from, and then he got hurt again. But that, so it's like, that's pretty much ever since Dan Tony been there, it's been the injury bug. Dwight Howard was hurt when he came there. Steve Nash still hurt to this day. He's 40 years old.
He's just sensitive.
Oh, I know. He's like a Derrick Rose. He's real fragile.
It's all good. What happened? What's going on with Phil Jackson? What's going on with Phil? What's the latest news on Phil, man?
Man, Phil, he shocked everybody, man. He's the president. Like I said, he's the president of the Knicks. He's in charge of all the basketball operations. He could choose the next coach, who to draft in the NBA draft. Who to sign, who to trade. He has that power. Plus, he's getting paid $12 million a year too. So
Oh,
You know?
damn.
Yeah, but look, he deserves it. He used to play for the Knicks. Back in the day, he won 2 titles as a player there, and then he got 11 rings as a coach. So
Man.
I say get a man what he want.
That's what it is.
He got that power.
All right, that's what it is. That's what it is. That's your Sports Today by Nate. All right, we about to go ahead and cut the break and come back again with the Crooks only Vaughn right here on the panel.
Yeah.
The Valley. All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah.
Man, D'Antoni.
Yo, my nigga, what's good with you? What's up with you, B? Over there, Mr. Fresh. Nigga, what you mean, Mr. Fresh? Nigga, fuck you. I see you had that breezy over you last night, my nigga. Don't see me. Yeah, light work. Fuck you. Passing,
You pass the shit. Let me break it down for you. This
My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me.
Codeine and Xanax, make you give me them panics. X pills in the weekend, got that pussy leaking. Dope man on my phone call, laughing like I want y'all. Feeling good like I fuck raw. My new bitch tryna fuck raw. Up high, I won't fuck. Mama take them clothes up, give it up till I go soft. Switch sweets, her preference. Hella dope and Netflix. She don't want no best friend. Getting high to the world end. Long hair and a long list of bitches she don't fuck with. Cheap shit she don't sip. Hennessy coming off her lips. Good stacks of her French tips. Let's leave Earth and French kiss. Sex and drugs is so bliss.
All right, y'all. We live right here, back in the building, right here on LA Talk Live.
Yeah.
He already was here, but he back in the building. What's going on, Sammy? What's the deal, bro?
Man, bro, I came up here to promote this, that Cody and Connie, my 2 singles, Cody and Connie and Hardcore Holly.
Okay.
The tape drop on the 30th, man. We about to put out a big show in the Valley called The Great Show. April 18th, I'll for sure see you there, man.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
And
I'll be there.
Man, right now we doing the works of doing a Casey show up in Pomona.
Okay.
Had a few little run-ins with a couple of editors and stuff that was kind of interested in XXL stuff like that.
So congratulations, my boy. Congratulations.
Yeah, man, and also we just did that little Snoop Underground countdown.
Mm-hmm.
So we moving. You feel me, man? We almost here.
That's what's up, man.
You there?
Appreciate
You there? Own it. Claim it. You there?
Yeah, man.
You there?
there.
So what's new, man? What's new since the last time you been to the world?
Man, just working hard with this tape. Like, as an artist, you gotta represent music for yourself, and then you gotta have a message for the people. You get me?
Yeah, for real.
So the whole thing, like with the Rarity tape, is 4 chapters. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And those is like 4 different demons I deal with. Like the first one is Book of Lust. Like, what would I do for money? You know what I'm saying? What it take for money? What niggas I know would do for money?
Yeah.
And then you got the Book of Connie. It's like dealing with Cali a fast city. Pure drugs, pure liquor, turned up girls, so I talk about that life with like dealing with the girls and how like, sometimes you can get caught up in bullshit and not be focused.
Yeah, for real.
And then we got the Book of Vaughn, and that's like my background, like my family. Like, I let you in on a piece of something you thought you would never hear,
Mm-hmm.
Right. I tell you like exactly why I act the way I do. And then the last one is the Book of Spanish Stanley. That's like when we be playing around with that shit. Like when I get drunk and shit, like we turned up. Everybody had that little alter ego we be playing. So that's like that loud side of me where I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna let you know what it is, and I'm gonna do me because me is what it is.
Yeah, just keep it real, man.
Yeah, most deaf.
Right. Let's ease off on the N-bomb just a little bit. People get to cringing when they hear that word.
My
sometimes.
bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So you think you can give us like, maybe a snippet, like a 2 to 4, 4 to 6 from each book that you have?
Shit, yeah, I could. You want me to break down some of the lyrics for you?
Yeah.
All right, okay. They say, my crook busy on the line, like, nigga, get the cash, kiss these hoes in their mouth, then I tell them kiss my ass. My mama need a house, my daddy need a coupe, Versace on the land fair, Gamo made the boots. If you ain't talking ends and believe you out the loop, so real, so rude, Von be the dude. Like, what I'm saying is like, I'm the man, you feel me? Like, everybody say they about a dream, and I'm about it for my family, you feel me? Like, that's my whole thing. Like, nobody want to see their mom go to work, you know what I'm saying? Their dad go to work.
Yeah.
And, you know, waking up hearing about that. So that's like a crazy message. Like, my little homie Busy, he not here today. He another crook member. He always be telling me, like, man, just stay focused, you know what I'm saying? We almost there. So it's always good to, you know, have that in my ear. And I'm just saying, like, staying on top of the money. I'm telling you my position of a man for my family. And I'm telling you, like, all of this shit don't mean nothing if you don't have a dollar. Because, honestly, you know, money rule the world.
Yeah.
And then, like, the Book of Connie is kind of like, if I could break it down, it's on that one. It was saying, like, codeine and Xannies, make it give me them panties, X pills in the weekend, got that pussy leaking, dope man on my phone call, acting like I warned y'all, feeling good like I fuck raw, my new bitch trying to fuck raw. Like, you know how I go with girls, like, some girls just come around for a good time, they don't want no love. It's a bad thing, you know. Sometimes I can put a real vulgar, you know, my choice of words ain't always like the most prestigious, but I try to break it down in the foulest way I can, because that's the way I seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I try to, any lingo, anything I break down, I try to hit you with exactly like some shit we would say. You know what I'm saying? And the Book of Vaughn is kind of like shit. I'm trying to figure out what I want to break down. I said, what's up with these niggas claiming they know us? When I was working for rent, nobody paid us. When I was cleaning toilets for 8, hold up, let me break it down. Let me run it back. I said, what's up with these niggas claiming they know us? What's up with these niggas claiming they know us? Say we struggling for rent, nobody paid us. When I was struggling for 8 cleaning toilets, who paid us? Niggas steady be fronting like they didn't made us. You know, I kind of got a little twisted, like, cause there's so many.
Yeah, for real, that's tight.
Cause there's so many, like, I messed up a little bit. My bad, y'all. It was like so much, like I said in that song, and I was trying to pick the right one. But Cold Nights, it talks about like the chorus be like, and I'm swimming in this water, and I pray that I don't drown. Yes, I can see the light, but peace I have not found. Tell me why. Like, it's like a churchful scene. You feel me? Like, what I'm saying is like, I'm in the opportunity. I'm in the space. You know what I'm saying? I see where I want to go. But like, why the more shit you do to be successful, like, you get crazy. You know what I'm saying? You get like, you're not at peace because you trying to please everybody. You trying to make sure everybody happy. And then by the time you put your head down, you be like, is this what I really wanted? Is this what I really asked for? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'm just saying, like, we could be in the opportunity, but is it what you really want? Is it really, really what you said you wanted?
Yeah. No, I understand. I can relate as well. Yeah.
Most definitely. And like, basically the Book of Spanish Stanley, like, I kind of ended out talking about just, you know, me and my friends, like, telling like stories about like little shit. Like, I remember when I was in 12th grade, me and my mom had got into it in the car, like, over some stupid stuff. Like, we was talking about Jordans. You know, I'm big on sneakers, so I was like, yo, mom, take me to the school to go pick up these shoes from this kid. And she like, nah, I ain't taking you. So, you know, you black kid, we try to press the issue with black moms, and I was like, you need to take me there. And she was like, what? You can get your ass out the car. So, you know, we be thinking we grown, you know what I'm saying, at that age. And I got up out the car, like, fuck it, you feel me? And I try to reminisce and tell you a little part of me on that. Like if you really listen to the tape, like, you know, I'm a regular dude, you know, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? But shit, we all got things that we deal with. So I want you to let you know exactly what I'm dealing with. I don't want to give you the half-ass story, like, oh yeah, I deal with it kinda. Like, I put it right there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I understand. I appreciate the artistry in that too. So, So what do you plan to do, like, as far as like where you at right now in your music versus when you started?
Right now, we just trying to figure out about indie and distribution, like what we want to do. Like, you know, is we gonna stick to our guns? If you know what I'm saying, if we're gonna go big time with a major. And I think the more people we meet about that type of thing, is really no joke. Like, that contract really something. You feel me? And you're not guaranteed success. They'll tell you some numbers. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that that's exactly what you're gonna get. You're gonna have to work for it. So right now, if I was to say, I feel like I found my sound. I'm comfortable as I ever been. You question yourself time to time as a man or just a human being. You're gonna question yourself time to time, but I'm here. This the time. You feel me? Like this gonna be something that the great is gonna have something to be happy for years to come. Cause we are the culture.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's a blessing, right? That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So as far as the aspect of contracts and distribution and being independent, what do you think the next biggest thing is gonna happen? The most latest thing that happened was Nipsey Hussle's $100 mixtape.
Yeah.
A mixtape for $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When and still put it out for free.
That was like when I seen that proved to me, like honestly, that had really like inspired us with everything with our clothing line, cause we was just about to come out with the whole rarity thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we was like, what? Like he sell a mixtape for $100? Like, man, if he could sell something for $100, you better get up there and try to sell you something. You feel me? And he gave it away for free. So what I'm saying is Nipsey, I feel like opened the lane to tell you like, man, you can have anything in this world if you believe in it enough. Like people thought he was crazy, like $100. Like I even was like $100. Like what? Nah. What? He sold out the first day. And then Jay-Z had bought 100. Like I'm like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like that's big. Like. That's why like in my opinion I was like Nipsey like the king of the West in my opinion, cause anybody I know from any legend, you know, I'm not saying not stepping on nobody's toes, like nobody ain't never did it for no $100 and then gave out the CD for free just to show you he could do it still both ways. Like they gonna fuck with me regardless.
Proud to pay,
yeah. So he really like a big inspiration to like the independent grind. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember seeing interviews where he talk about how he had to learn the business first, and you know he talked about how he broke his ties with the label or whatever, and you know he learned the game, and he actually got that idea from a book called Contagious, where he was talking about the $100 Philly cheesesteaks and stuff, and he thought it was a cool idea, and that's how you know his mind working, like something as little as reading it out of a book and just be like, you know what, it'd be funny if that shit worked for me too. You know what I'm saying? And he had enough confidence to just act on it, and then he made it a movement, and it's still going on.
Right. So you have a major following, like the Valley fucks with the crooks. You know what I mean? The Valley fucks with the crooks the whole way.
Yeah.
So what do you plan to do as far as leaving your footmark on Earth in the Valley, or just period?
Man, my whole thing is before I die, man. Not soon. You feel me? You feel me? Like, I'm just saying, like, before I die, man, my whole thing was always to, like, be like one of them dudes, as in, like, you know how Mac Dre is to the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to be that in my city. You know what I'm saying? Like, walk around, have love for everybody, and I want to open up restaurants and stuff. You know, give back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people be like, yeah, I'm gonna give back and all of that, but I'm not trying to just give it for free. I'm trying to make jobs for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that'll be something big. Like I always wanted to be the Magic Johnson of the Valley. Like that's why our whole little thing we be saying great boys sometimes too. Like we don't want to be good. We want to be great. You feel me? Like that joint you was playing earlier. So you know we the great. You know what I'm saying? GRA1A. I'm giving my city the hope. Giving my city the culture. And, man, you know, we just out here, and shout outs to everybody in the great doing it. You feel me? Because we coming this year, man. We're going to get our shot this year, man.
Understood. So this what we about to do real quick. For the people who get tired of me talking, you talking, everybody else talking. We about to go ahead and cut to break. Y'all be cool. Y'all live free. Y'all enjoy the rest of the show. All right, y'all. Peace.
Yo, my nigga, what's good with you?
What's up with you, B? Over there, Mr. Fresh. Nigga, what you mean, Mr. Fresh? Nigga, fuck you. I see you had that breezy over you.
Yo, this Stanley Vaughn, the great, the people's champ, GR to the A1A, great life. Ain't life, you feel me? Crooks all the way up to my time.
whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me.
Codeine and Xanax, make you give me them panties. X pills in the weekend, got that pussy leaking. Dope man on my phone call, laughing like I want y'all. Feeling good like I fuck raw. My new bitch tryna fuck raw. Up high, I won't fuck. Mama take them clothes up. Give it up till I go soft. Roll it up, then blast up. Switch sweets, her preference. Hella dope and Netflix. She don't want no best friend. Getting high to the world end. Long hair and a long list of bitches she don't fuck with. Cheap shit she don't sip. Hennessy coming off her lips. Good stuck to her French tips. Let's leave Earth and French kiss. Sex and drugs is so blitz. Good head, that's G shit.
My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me.
Football in my bloodstream, ripping off her gas jeans. That pussy feel like codeine. Got me caught in a wet dream. Triple stack said no codes. OG blowing out her nose. Her homegirl like the sniff snow. She gave it up at the last show. Say she love tracks for ecstasy, so we pop folk. In the matches, it's not no. New girls and new clothes. VIP and Nuvo. Niggas giving me list of shit. Ain't gaming, ain't not cooking shit. Let's leave Earth and French kiss. Sex and drugs is so blitz. Good head, that's G shit. I don't fuck with no lame bitch. Let's leave Earth and French kiss. Sex and drugs is so blitz. Good head, that's G shit. I don't fuck with no lame bitch. Let's leave Earth and French kiss.
My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. My whole town, they fuck with me. My whole hood, they fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me. Name a nigga who can fuck with me.
Funk Master Flex Night. Master Flex. Master Flex.
I have a bone. I went to sleep last night with no this nigga. I was alone. I was going to shit. Losing bitches and homies. I don't make it with this ratchet nigga. I might be homeless. My moms don't got a job. My pops checks ain't enough. If I ain't bringing home that money, my whole family is fucked. That's why I move like the mob. I'm watching movies too much. If niggas wanted you dead, what would you suggest? They wonder why I do drugs and hang with thugs. Since I made it, the city hated. Wait, where is the love? I ride around with my gun. This is not for fun. I stay protected cause my homie just took one to the lung. Had him on life support. With his family support. He knew who shot him, but he ain't even show up in court. Yeah, that's a real G nigga. He on a kill spree, nigga. The homie popped him, so I hope he don't kill me, nigga. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. I be going through some things, you don't know what I be thinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. I be going through some things, you don't know what I be thinking. Now I'm riding traffic with Tupac blasting. What a bitch is irritating from all these questions she asking. Like what bitches I fucked, when, how, and where. You ain't my main bitch, so why the fuck do you care? That's why bitches get fucked and turn around and get left. Somebody need to teach them less talk, more sex. I press when I'm stressed. My granny tell me I'm blessed, but why the fuck do Jesus Christ got me going through this shit? Everybody need favors. What happen if I go broke? Or say I ain't got it and buy my Lolos for spokes. Right up in your face, said I fuck you up like some mace. So fuck your hand out, give a young nigga some space. Give a nigga some ace, give me a blunt that's lace. Sprinkle some Molly in it, watch me take this shit to my face. The snitch is the shooter, they took time away from his case. Heard this shit, oh Lord, where is the world today? That's what I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's what I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's what I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. I be going through some things, you don't know what I be thinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. That's why I really be smoking, and I really be drinking. I be going through some things, you don't know what I be thinking. I swear this industry shit to me is my biggest nigga. I walk inside of your building till the A&R nigga strip. Tell him I need all of my chips. My thank you, no Section 8. I've been a welfare case, AFTC pump fake. Meanwhile I'm grinding cause drug money hate like rap money. 4 white kilos, no bunny, equal one whole show dummy. I'm on this tour bus and I'm fucked up. I got a bad car, they kill Brace, they kill Chad, my big homie puppy eyes on my face, bruh. And I really been drinking, motherfucker, I really been smoking. Motherfucker, I'm the sober one, but I'm so stressed out I can't focus. Hide out when I ride out, keep passing the eyes out, keep passing the cutlass, me a little Ocho, and my young nigga hot out. 2 kids in a bucket, I feel like fuck it. The price of fame, recognize my pain, it's all I know. All I want, but I'm out here though. Call my truth like dominoes. I'm on this tour bus and I'm fucked up. I got a bad call and it's all bad off OG with my OG and some OE, but the tall glass.
So you wanna be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blade, told me one harder, call her, getting there tonight. Switch her roll tight, got it spread, but I can hit the highway, making money the flyway. But there's gotta be a better way, a better way, a better way, yeah.
Niggas is Jose. Crooks up, bitch ass nigga.
My crook busy on the line like nigga get the cash. Kiss these hoes in they mouth, then I tell them kiss my ass. My mama need a house, my daddy need a coupe. Versace on the lens, Ferragamo made the boots. If you ain't talking hands, then believe you out the loop. So real, so rude, Von be the dude. Put paper on the nigga head like fast food. She said you like my dress, I said I like my women nude. Cold drink, pretty feet, shopping game by the pool. Niggas asked the plan, I said be the man. All black Benz, that's a Bernie Mac 10. They said goddamn, swag 100 grand. Collecting green eggs with my niggas going ham. Bitch, mind your business, my team handle business. Leave you with the fishes if you plotting for my riches. Man, this shit ridiculous. Now watch it how I kicks, nigga. I came to bring the pain. Hardcore to the brain. I came to bring the pain. Hardcore to the. Now sing with me, real niggas gon' rock. Da da da. Real niggas gon' rock. Da da da. Real niggas gon' rock. Da da da. Nigga, I came to bring the pain. Nigga, man, I've been up on my grizzly. These niggas turn shifty. Money got shorter. Clips got empty. Nights turn longer. Days got shorter. Real niggas eat. I'll be glad to take your order. What's the dealing? Wet willies rolling Phillies up in Florida. Now bitches say I'm cocky. These bitches can't stop me. Getting brain sipping Barney 2K on the Hitachi. Roll Kimosabi, we all drunk up in the lobby. Body full of drugs, car full of bitches. Said we just friends, but my status turned to mistress. My face getting jealous, my dick get more kisses. I fuck her like my hoe, you be telling her she misses. I came to bring the pain, hardcore to the brain. I came to bring the pain, hardcore to the. Now sing with me, real niggas gon'
was a little stereo. I listened to some champion. I always wonder when I will be the number one. Now you listen to the garden, and a garden sound a rain. And then it jump and come test me. Me a go leak out them brains. So someone
came to bring the pain, hardcore to the brain. I came to bring the pain, hardcore to the. Now sing with me, brain. Gon' rock, da 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 da. I came to bring da 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 da, nigga. I came to bring the pain.
Niggas change and got jealous on me. Try to rob, I got that felon on me. I can't leave the country cause I'm a felon, homie. And I don't trust these niggas, they be telling on me. And I don't trust these bitches, they be flying on me.
Alright, so we live right here back in the building on LA Talk Live right here on Dane'z World. We got Vaughn from the Crooks right here in the building. What's going on, bruh?
Man. I'm just glad you played those last tracks. Hardcore Holly, you feel me? Produced by my nigga, my bad, about the end.
Nah, you good. You good.
Produced by my dude, Lord Rolex, you feel me? He produced the whole Rarity tape. So everybody that's looking for that next West Coast thing or that next West Coast sound that you was looking for, he got it.
Cool. That's what's up. So let's talk about the future plans real quick before we wrap out here.
Yeah. Well, the future plans is, you feel me? We really wanna bust open the market in the great. You feel me? Like, we want everybody to eat musically. You know what I'm saying? That's from rock to R&B, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we wanna make, like, you know how New York got the boroughs and the South had like the Atlantas and the different cities, you know what I'm saying, where it'd be like 6 different stars from the same hood and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That's what we trying to do, you know what I'm saying? We want to walk around and everybody, you know, be like a big celebrity off their music or their movement, you know what I'm saying? And it'll bring a lot of money to the city. So basically right now what we just trying to do is just bust the market open wide and stay indie. Stay on the road, stay performing, and stay working. You feel me? And stay praying.
That's what's up. You gotta stay prayed up, man. For real, the devil will try to eat at you. For real.
Man, all the time. You know, just gotta stay positive. That energy always help.
Every day.
Yeah.
Hey man, real quick before we shade off, man. Hey, Bankhead,
where you at, man?
Come on, Bankhead.
Come on, pull up a chair, man.
Come on.
Look at him. He's so happy, like. Bankhead.
Huh? Yeah. Slide that to him.
Look at you. It's young Bankhead.
What's up, Bankhead? What's going on, bro?
What up, man? Just living another day in this crooked life.
I feel it. What's the deal, man?
Just out here living, supporting this Rarity coming out on the 30th of March, hopefully. There might be a little setback going to, you know. Or they don't say that.
Nah.
No
the manager, no setback.
Word, 3:30. There we go.
For sure. I just had to make sure I have
promoting this rare clothing line. If you need that, you can check it out, therarity.bigcartel.com. To be exact. Check it out. We got hoodies, combo deals. Therarity.bigcartel.com. Once again, if you need that rare merchandise.
Solid. That's what it is.
You see that gold?
Man, he blinging, bro. He blinging.
Shout
out
to my boy Young Jones.
What up, Dane, man? How you been a cool minute, man?
Man, I know. I had to make sure I got my partner on the table, man. You know, Banky, you always be saying the stuff, bro.
I was just trying to cool it today, you know. Got some other stuff to do.
Come on, man. We didn't bring you here to chill. We brought you to
Bankhead.
I
was just cooling, man.
Man, he last night crazy, man.
I try to get on a tour. I try to get on a party bus at City Walk, bro, and these white girls is not letting me on
at all.
They was like, "What are you doing here?" Like, no, Negro. Like, get away. Like, I was like, all right, bye then. I was like, fuck it.
Oh man.
Wow.
Man, it's all good. Real quick. I I just want to see if you wanted to give anything out to the youth real quick, Vaughn, because we had the Inside Out Riders actually here on the table before.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard what they did you hear what they were about?
Nah, run it by me. I heard the group, but I never heard like exact.
Well, they're a collective of youth that actually been incarcerated in juvenile hall in the halls, and then they actually were inducted into the Inside Out Riders. They were able to write and write out their experiences and actually make a transition in life. Some are doing bigger things now.
Yeah.
Alton, Pitre just got accepted to Morehouse College, and he each had something to give to the youth as far as what was going on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or just something to give to the people, just something to change the direction of where their mental's at. You have anything? Y'all have anything
most
to
definitely.
give to the people?
Most definitely. You want me to take it or you go first?
You can go first.
What I basically just want to say is remember that your mind is the strongest thing in the world. And if you see it, you can have it. And no matter how much dirt you did, no matter where you been, you can go anywhere you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, pain don't last always. You know what I'm saying? And there's loopholes through anything. So, like you said, they was incarcerated, but they got to write out their experiences and turn it into something that will be legendary until they die. You know what I'm saying? So, I think as a people, or just kids or the youth, it sound cliche, but you put your mind to it, you can do it. And anything that you really care about, your heart will be in it. And then anything you working with, your work will be in it with your heart. So connect the two, have passion, have vision, and remember, have faith. You can do anything you want to do.
Word. Y'all?
Well, I have to say everybody deserves a second chance. You feel me? Everybody cheated in life. Everybody's not perfect. God, if everybody was perfect, you feel me? We wouldn't be here. God, that's a different subject. So, they was incarcerated, so that everybody's a second chance. So that's all I have to say, really. So, believe what they have to say. They've been.
I'm talking about your message to the youth.
Oh, to the youth.
Yeah, your message.
My message.
What you be thinking?
What I be thinking about the youth.
Yeah, your mind, your brain.
About the youth?
Nah, for the youth, man.
Youth.
Tell them what you want to tell them if you could redo it.
Redo, man. Just read your brain's knowledge, just to get your knowledge up. That's all I have to say for the youth. I'm gonna be quiet.
Just read.
Just read. Just get your knowledge up. Stay focused. If you have something positive going on, get on it. If you don't, get on it. Get your butt up. Stop being lazy. Help your family out. Love. Share the love. Forgive. Forgive people. You gotta forgive all the time. You learn lessons, especially because I know my dad worked with people like that, incarcerated people and people that's drug addicts and stuff. So I hear stories and stuff about that, and I can relate some type of way.
Right.
And it's crazy. You hearing stories about people like their parents for drugs, or they be locked up, they run away, stealing money, their cars, going across city, town.
Crazy lifestyle, man.
Yeah, crazy lifestyle. And my dad come home and he'll just be shaking because he'll be like, these kids, they young and they get so influenced so easily by other things that's not cool.
Like throwing their life away, pretty much.
Yeah, but everybody get that second chance. You get that second, third chance.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Influence yourself.
Yeah, mine to the youth, man. It all comes from inside. Like, you got a brain, you got a mind, you could do it. It doesn't matter, your background, really.
Yeah.
You can do whatever it is that you really want to do. We did something at Richland Elementary. Shout out to Young Sam and Young Barry. We put together a little event, and Miss Jill Coley. She put something together for Black History Month.
Yeah.
And Mibrations. If y'all haven't heard anything about it, check out Mibrations. Madam Mibrations, the booty butter is real. It can get you the booty. It can get you the body and the booty. You feel what I'm saying?
I need all of that.
For real. She damn, that's bad. I'm sitting here correlating booty with kids. But it's
all good, man. It's all good.
My message to the youth. Yeah, exactly. My message to the youth is, go ahead, do what you want to do. Make sure you have a plan and keep your plan close. A lot of people won't understand what's going on through your eyes, but if you do it, they gonna have to understand. They don't have to get it. They just gonna have to watch it. You know what I mean? Just do it. All right, y'all. So we about to go ahead and enjoy the weekend. Y'all be cool. Y'all live free. Y'all enjoy the rest of the show. All right, y'all.
Rock.
Peace.
All right.